Hey everyone, we are live, and this time I have the much demanded Dazza back. Dazza's not the same without you.
I
And I was
know.
telling you,
It,
sorry, before you go on, I was
yep.
telling everyone yesterday, people were like, "Where's Dazza? Where's Dazza?" And I'm like, "Life. That's where Dazza is
Life
doing
has got
life."
in the way lately. I've been very busy. No, I've been very, very flat out. Full time job, running a business on the side. Kids,
Family, kids.
the whole lot. Anyway, I
And
still.
I was saying yesterday how important it is. I mean, well, not how important it is, how challenging it is for pretty much all football fan channels in Australia with our time zone and like live. I don't know. I find it's probably harder for us than it is in, let's say,
100%. Like we can't really. Yeah,
do live streams
I love to do that sort
much.
of stuff. You know what I mean? Like we probably could eventually, like, the dream would be, how mad it would be to do this full time. You know what I mean? But like eventually you could get up at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning and do like a live watch along or something like that. Um, yeah. So it is a lot harder for us to run it here in Australia. You know what I mean? Maybe if we're on the west coast of Australia, it might even be easier. But doesn't matter. It is what it is. And but yeah, something we can probably do in the future is like a live watch along or something. That'd be good. I'd love to do that. Be good if we could do it every game, but I can't see that happening anytime soon. But I'd love to eventually head down that track of doing that. So yeah.
You know, so what I did yesterday, what I discussed to give you a bit of a heads up before obviously chatting about the elephant in the room, which was Man United and Liverpool.
Yep, sorry.
Um, I talked about pretty much the last time I did a podcast was we lost to Brighton 3-0. So after Brighton, we had, well, I can't remember exactly what order, but we had Wolves, we had, was it Brentford or maybe not? No, it was Wolves, Palace, Real Madrid, Newcastle, and United.
Yeah.
For me, it was a bit up and down. I know you didn't watch the show yesterday, but that's cool.
It's okay. I'll get around to it, Andrew.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
make sure you watch our own channel, our own content.
I will.
What did you think about from the game after we lost to Brighton? What was your thoughts? Because we haven't really done one. Right,
No,
so
we haven't really had time to do one.
so from Brighton to United, before United, what would you like the Newcastle win? Oh, you're kidding me.
What's that? Fire alarm, is it?
Yeah, the final. Well, I guess, I guess you're taking it, brother.
Are you doing like a fire drill? There's a Manchester United fan in the building ready to kill himself. That's what it is. Get out of here. Check if it's a drill. If it's a drill, just be like, sorry, I'm too busy to do a drill.
Sorry, dying right now is inconvenient. I'm just doing a podcast.
Look, if flames start bellowing in, then you can leave. No, I'm joking. It's you.
Well, you continue it. You keep going. But what did you think about the games from Brighton leading up to United? And then discuss United. I'm going to mute my microphone.
Yep, right, yeah. Okay. So my thoughts were on the look, diabolical in many ways. Defense was shambles, like especially in Real Madrid. That was just I could talk about it all day. But my thoughts were against the Real Madrid, and when we lost 5-2 at home after being 2-0 up. That was just, it was shocking. Our defense was everywhere. Look, I've seen an improvement. Obviously, 7 winning on the weekend against Manchester United was like just look. We played good, and United defense was just shocking as well. I mean, even without United's defense being shocking, I still believe we would have won, quite substantially for many reasons. It felt like we were pressing again, like we hadn't done pretty much all year. Our attack was on fire. Fabinho was had a great game, like in many aspects. Your tackling and the passing that he was pulling off was like the Fabinho we've seen last season. The pressing was the most important part. Was the pressing of Manchester United. They couldn't cope with it, and they were making mistakes. Hence why they made some pretty shocking mistakes at the back, like they couldn't clear the ball. But yeah, again, it probably had a lot to do with the pressing that Liverpool were doing, and they weren't coping with that whatsoever. That's what I noticed, probably more so, which I'll touch again on the United game a little bit more. But leading up to it, like there were so many hot and cold moments over the last few weeks. We had.
I have to evacuate literally.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah.
All right. Hopefully, the house it doesn't burn down. Rightio. He's off. I'm on my own. Let me just sip this coffee. So, I guess probably we were so hot and cold over the last few. We were hot and cold over the last few weeks. I mean, Newcastle 2-0 win away from home was a good win. It was starting to just kind of pick up, starting to pick up a lot of momentum. Did I see us beating Manchester United 7-0 before the weekend? No, I didn't. I thought, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's Liverpool United. Anything can happen, and I've made no secret in the past about how much of I hate that club anyway. But I'm just to see it go 7-0 was that's the best, and their biggest defeat in 90-something years, circa 90 years. That was just a fantastic way to start your Monday morning here in Australia, is to see that lot get rolled over 7-0 at Anfield. And yeah, but it was all quality too. It wasn't like I said earlier, there's to be fair, United did have they were shocking in defence in many of the moves. Like, they just couldn't clear the ball. But again, I think it came down to Liverpool's pressing was very high and very furious. They didn't allow United to breathe at all on the ball or anything. I mean, the game did start off quite slow as well. Like, we didn't really score till the end of just before the stroke of half time. And I know United had maybe one or two chances there. But same token, they couldn't cope with the pressing, which was the major thing. And the 7-0 scoreline. How good is that? I loved it. I freaking love it. I've been giving United fans a lot of slack. I mean, no, a lot of flack, not slack. I'm not giving them slack, because, as Andrew and I mentioned, growing up here in Australia, we were surrounded by Manchester United fans. So this is our time. I mean, they thought they were on a title run fucking last week. Like, come on, we're on a title run. The quadruple challenge, man, really? A quadruple challenge? Look, I know people laugh about our quadruple challenge last year. I don't care if they laugh. But the reality, we were on a legit quadruple run last year. We were actually, within, we were, we nearly won the title. We made the Champions League final. We won the FA Cup, and we won the Carabao Cup, right? United are 12 points behind first place. Like, who comes up with this crap? Who comes up with it? Oh, they're on the court. They're nowhere near it, and they're certainly nowhere near it after getting smashed 7-0 by Liverpool. And let's face it, I love diehard Liverpool fan, but how we haven't exactly been the best all year, and that's probably the best game we've played in a long time, and we turned and we made them look like a pub league team. And here they are carrying on about they're going to win the quadruple. Like, come on, man. Like, I know dreaming's good, reality is different. But yeah. So anyway, Andrew's gone. He the alarm went off. Let's hope the building doesn't burn down. I'm keeping an eye on that. Wouldn't that make some good content? Maybe it's a Manchester United fan running there and burn the building down, because he knew that Andrew did an 8-minute rant yesterday. He's probably found where Andrew is, and he wants to burn the building down. So we're live anyway. I guess, well, where do we go from here? Let's talk about where we are on the table now. So I'm going to bring it up on my phone. Premier League table. I know we're sitting in 6th, right? Premier League table. Let's have a gaze at this. So we all know Arsenal on top, City second, United's third. Sorry, they're how many points are they? They're 14 points behind. with one game in hand, but they're having they're on apparently they're in anyway. Spurs are in that we're fifth, so Spurs are fourth on 45 points, and we're fifth on 42 points with a game in hand. Top four's looking more likely, considering that maybe even a few weeks ago, even probably before the Newcastle game, I probably would have thought that, the top fours, I really didn't think we were going to get top. I really don't think we're going to get top four. And I probably said that even earlier, just probably even coming back after the World Cup. If we kept playing the way we are, we're not going to get top four. I hope I'm wrong, because at the moment, it's very achievable. Still a decent time to go. We're in early March. And there's, roughly 13. Was it 13? Yeah, 13 games to go. And by rights, we're 3 point. What's our goal difference? Okay, so if we, for example, we win our game in hand, we snatch fourth from Tottenham for goal difference. I mean, at the moment, we're not snatch it, but we go into fourth. Not bad considering, looking at the games of the last few weeks, like losing 3-0 to Brighton and Brentford back in, I think it was back in Jan or early Feb. Thinking that, like we were 10th not long ago. Now look at us. Who else has got? We got Newcastle they've got a game in hand. So behind us. So Newcastle got a game in hand on us. And they're on 41. So yeah, Newcastle, again, there's a couple at Fulham. Will they keep going? I mean, they've had a really good season. Good on them. They got promoted. They've had a really good season, but do they have the legs to stay there? Probably not, in my opinion. That they might look. They still might. They're not going to get fourth, in my opinion. I mean, it'd be a good dream for them to get there. They might get Europa. I think they'll finish probably roughly where they are, 7th, 8th, or 6th thereabouts would be a good finish for them. Newcastle, they kind of dropped off a bit of form lately. I mean, they were second not so long ago, or second or third, and now they've dropped back. They lost to us. They've had a couple of dodgy results. So really, that fourth spot for Liverpool is looking really good, to be honest, at the right time. Hopefully their form can continue. Hopefully we can especially, not. So there you go. Get goal is as silly as it sounds, which we did it the year before. Get fourth spot. Invest heavily. Hopefully FSG do invest a little bit of cash into so we can go ahead and get some reinforcements, because it's something that we desperately need. Our front line, I don't believe our front line needs investment. I know we're going to lose Bobby at the end of the season, which is, mate, great service he's done for us over the years. I love that man. What an absolute gem. What an absolute gem. And then, so we got the front line. We just need some reinforcements in the midfield. I just obviously we've had some good young talent coming through this year. Harvey Elliott and Bacedic has been really good. But they're still only really young, and you don't want to risk having young players in there all the time because of experience. And then, believe it or not, you have that burnout as well. You know what I mean? Which can happen. You can burn young players out really early, and then they end up losing their peak, and they hit their peak at 26, 27, maybe 26, not even, maybe hit their peak too early, and then they start falling off the bandwagon before they hit their 30s, which has happened to many players in the past. Michael Owen was one of them, in my opinion. He was really good at the age of 17. He, number one starter, pushed through, and, burnt out by the age of 28. So he's back.
Better than ever. Woo!
There was no structure to what I was talking about while you were gone, by the way. I was just waffling off.
I'm like, forget the fire, guys. I got a podcast to get back to.
So what was it? It was just a drill?
Oh, the sprinkler. Someone hit the sprinkler and broke it. Something.
Oh my! What a fucking idiot!
So what are we talking about?
I was just going through the table before, saying how actually realistic and close we are to that fourth spot. So, which is funny because like I remember and I admittedly said earlier, like a few weeks ago, like the 3-0 loss to Brighton and Brentford. I said I can't see us getting top four at all. But you look at now, we got a game in hand on Spurs, and if we win that, we go fourth due to goal difference. The only one but we do have to worry. Newcastle have a game in hand on us, which they could, if they win that, and then their next game, they go fourth. But at the end of the day, it's still achievable. I mean, more than achievable. It's something that we should get, right? And hopefully United that's United are in third spot on 49, so they're not really that far ahead. And I was just laughing about how United fans are talking about they were in a quadruple challenge. Like we were in a quadruple last year when we were like fighting for the league title in the Champions League, won the FA Cup, won the Carabao Cup, right?
Mm-hmm.
But these flogs are 13 points behind first spot in the Premier League. They think they're in a title challenge. They're not. They're certainly not in a title run after getting smashed 7-0 by us.
No way, man.
Fucking dickheads. And they had to hide to tell us that we're dreamers. Jesus Christ. Anyway,
the thing is, man, like they probably had the best season and they won a cup. So I think they went into have you talked about the Liverpool United yet, or you?
Oh yeah, I have, but I'm happy to go back into it again, man, because I'm not really good at talking on my own.
Yeah, that's right.
I like to bounce off you. That's what I like. That's why I like this partnership.
Yeah. Sorry for the interruption.
You should have stayed and burned, mate. Sorry. That's not acceptable. Your life is not as important as this podcast. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm joking. Make sure you get out. Safety, your safety is paramount.
Well, you need me. You need me alive so you can bounce ideas off.
100%.
Where would you be without me?
Who am I going to bounce ideas off?
You'd be doing the same stare you did in Year 11 maths, staring at the wall. You'd be in a daze, dude. Like
because I have ADHD. That's why I never concentrate on anything.
I'm the spark that lights your fire.
You are. Come on, baby, light my fire.
For me, dude, they came into the game with a mindset of Liverpool not doing well. We just won a cup. They're having the best season probably since Fergie left. And they came in. Liverpool was like, this is the game when form. They always say in derbies, but these players, they're so arrogant.
Yep.
Everyone knows. Even when we played Everton, if it was like a normal Everton, of course I was confident we're going to beat them. But form goes. I've been watching football longer than probably half these players have been alive. And one thing I know is that form goes out the window in derbies.
Yep.
Right. So when we played Everton, I was that cocky. We were going to smash it. I'm like, well, it depends which Liverpool show up.
Correct.
If it's the right Liverpool, I do think the question is which one's showing up. So for me against United, they came in with the wrong mindset. They thought they were going to just walk in and just score 1 or 2 goals at halftime, see the game out. I almost feel like, Daz, that 7-0 almost takes away the victory in some way. Like, I think we would have felt better like a 3-1. I don't know. To me, 7-0 was like, I mean, you don't want us to lose focus now. You want it to be like a win where it's like, yes, we beat United 2-0, keep the clean sheet, we march on. 7-0 was like no one saw it coming. And we don't want to feed ourselves with.
Yeah, I know, because you look at that when we beat Bournemouth 9-0 earlier in the year. I think the following week we had like a 1-1 draw.
Yeah, like it didn't go well from then on, right? Yeah. So now we got Bournemouth. It's funny, eh? Now we got Bournemouth this weekend. I just thought that the Liverpool Man United game for me, dude, was the only game of this whole season where I felt like everyone put in a perfect performance.
Yeah.
I mean, Trent's tracking back on Rashford. What a tackle, man. That's going to be a tackle.
Yeah, that was quality, man. I'm just going to look up, while you're talking, I'm just going to look up Liverpool's next run into fixtures, right?
Sure. And I thought that the partnership with Canade is way better than Van Dijk and Gomez. Like,
you mean, sorry, the partnership of Canade and
Van Dijk.
Van Dijk, yeah.
I think Canade,
I think so. Yeah.
in my opinion, is our best defender in form at the moment.
He's a beast. I love Canade.
Dude, I thought he was everywhere. I thought he put his body on the line. He was hungry. He's got something to prove. And I think Van Dijk next to him is like, let me show you, young son. Whereas I feel like that's going to keep him on the game.
Yeah.
I thought Robbo put in another Scottish performance, Braveheart performance. Trent defended well. When Trent defends well, we look way more stable at the back.
Yeah, we do. We certainly do.
We're not 6s and 7s, man. Like,
nah, man. Yeah, when he's on form, it's good.
I thought this was the best midfield performance all season. Fabinho actually played like Fabinho. I thought the only criticism I could have given Harvey Elliott was his finishing. I mean, that game could have been at 11 or 12-0. I mean, legitimately, it could have.
Yeah, I know. He hit some pretty even. Yeah, he probably needs, like, for a midfielder of his size and probably his position, he probably needs, like, I don't know. He's probably obviously doing a training. He does need to work on his finishing a bit, even though he scored some crackers this year. Yeah, I mean, there's been a couple of opportunities he's had where he should have buried, but credit to him. I mean, it's he's been a wonderful player for us this year, and for such a young age. You know what I mean? And that like I was saying before, like we got some young talent in there, which we still need reinforcements, obviously, because you don't want those young players to burn out too early and end up like a Michael Owen, who was like 17, really, really good, and then by the time he got 26, 27, 28, he was done.
Yeah.
Which can happen. They get burnt out. Like they play him week in, week out, and they burn out. You know what I mean? Yeah.
But I thought Salah had the best game of the season. I thought, it's good. I'm just happy. Like I said to you, Daz, I love always get his name wrong. Gakpo and Núñez. I think even when the United fans were saying that Núñez was crap because they missed out on him. They wanted him.
They missed out on Gakpo as well.
They missed out here because the Dutch connection.
And they scored 4 goals against the club that they thought they were going to.
The only question I've ever had with those two is whether they can press like we need them to. That was my only concern.
I think Núñez can, I believe.
Defensively,
he's good. Like he tracks, but I reckon he does press Núñez. I mean, he's got room. He's probably got more room for improvement with it. But I think
obviously his man marking in the box wasn't great because that's the only time they seem to have their headers. I think a few times he let Bruno or obviously he's not there for that. He's not there
correct.
For that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I thought it was great. I love watching the photo you sent me of Roy Keane and Gary Neville's face.
Oh, that's the best. See them sitting in the studio and fucking, that's the best. What a night. Monday night for the fucking, it was a Monday Night Football over there. It was a weekend game.
Monday Night Football will be clips on, I'm pretty sure, today here.
Yeah, correct, yeah. So just looking at the fixtures. So we have Bournemouth on Saturday. It's a decent kickoff. It's Saturday night, 11:30. Which is good. Mm-hmm. Then obviously the following week we go to Real Madrid for that repeat for the second leg of the horrible game that we had. So that's next Thursday at 7:00. Then we had Liverpool versus Fulham, which has been postponed at the moment. And then we got a kind of a tough run in after this. So we got City on the 1st of April, Chelsea, Arsenal. Yeah, 3. Look, despite Chelsea being, probably one of the biggest shockers of the season, apart from us. Fulham are So we got a tough. We got about a period of those 4 games right there will give us a really clear indication on how the top 4 is going to pan out for us.
And every game, I mean, we say this cliche all the time.
Yeah.
But this is the only time of the season we've got any slight rescue of getting a top 4. Every game is a cup final.
Yeah, because we need to get we need to get top 4 if we want to spend and get decent signings as well. You know what I mean?
I'm happy to beat City and Chelsea 1-0. I'm happy to win every game from here on 1-0.
100%. The points is more valuable at the moment than anything. All right.
I mean, our goal difference has to be pretty. Like we got like
It is, yeah. Goal difference is substantially higher than
Tottenham.
Spurs, which are ahead of us. So that's why I mean, if we win our game in hand, we go equal points to Spurs in fourth, but we trump them on the goal difference, so we stay in fourth.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, our goal difference is really good.
Yeah. If we win every game, if we win pretty much every game, we might even have a possibility of going third. Or do you reckon that's not?
Yeah, 100%. Like United, like they're not that far. Like this is what makes me laugh. Like they're on 49 points, United, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're on 42. We play the same, right? So so what? They're 7 points ahead of us, right? At the moment, they're 14 points behind first place, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look, after them getting smashed 7-0 by us on the weekend, like we have every possibility of going third if United happen to capitulate and start losing form.
Actually, yeah, we're on the same amount.
Will they? I don't. I look as much as like as much as I hate them. I think Eric Ten Hag is a good mindset manager for that club.
Oh yeah.
I can't look. If I'm being honest, I really can't. Even though they lost 7-0, I really can't see United dropping off too much. I think, like he's like I said, like he's probably the perfect coach for that team at the moment because he's not accepting any crap off any of the players or any egos, and that credit to him. Like I laugh and joke about my Manchester United mates and tell him that he's a clown as a joke, but in reality, he's come in and he's done really well.
Dude, he told Ronaldo. He's
got rid of the egos. Yeah, he's got rid of the egos. He's got them playing. He's got them playing decently. Obviously, 7-0. You can't. Sorry.
Well, we lost. We lost to Villa, right? We got smashed by Villa. And we still turned them.
Yeah, correct. You know what I mean? So I think, yeah, I honestly think it's going to be very hard for us to catch. Oh, look, it's possible. Look, if it was the United under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer or anyone else, I'd say we got a really, really good chance of catching them because they're going to.
They wouldn't have been third.
No, well then, but then again, Ole finished second with them 1 year though, so yeah, it's hard.
I know.
So, like, just so for Liverpool, I think look, third's definitely a possibility. But with this Manchester United team with Eric Ten Hag, I can't see them dropping. I can't see them completely losing. If we do get third, it's going to come down to that last 1 or 2 rounds. We'll see what happens.
Because I reckon third's only a possibility if we win every game from now to the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
The only chance.
Yeah,
maybe fourth you could drop. So you can get a draw here and there. It really, like you said, I think Spurs will feel the pressure more than we will.
Isn't it amazing how like City and Arsenal, like City have lost 4 games this year, which is more losses than they had the year. Like
we were going for it as well.
Yeah, mate, it just blows me away. The years that those 2 years we finished second, we've had substantial amount.
Any other seasons we would have won.
We would have won it. I know, It's ridiculous. Anyway.
No. I know.
What about is something going on with City about that financial fair play rule?
Yeah, but like it's going to be like 7 years to investigate.
Oh, fucking whatever.
like, do you really think we're going to get the titles off them?
No, I don't care. I don't want them now anyway, because we never got to celebrate when it happened. I'd feel a bit like, look, yeah, I don't know, like how I'd feel. Oh, don't get me wrong, it'd be great to see our name there, considering the effort and the points that we got to, and the fact that we got cheated out of it's another thing.
I mean, I reckon there was I believe, without any evidence, that there was some shaky business.
Of course there was.
Whether the Premier League has the backbone to actually investigate it to the full extent, I'll be happy to keep having the titles. But we all know that Man City is not United. They're not Arsenal. They're not Liverpool. They don't have the same fan base. They don't have the same commercial power as these 3 clubs do.
Mm.
You know, they just don't, man. They just don't. So,
like Liverpool
have got a heritage. You know, as Mourinho said, football heritage. That's what it is, man.
Football heritage.
Yeah,
Jose Mourinho. Yeah.
yeah, football heritage. Man City just doesn't have it. You know, name me one player, like one fan in Australia that knows who Willow Flood is. Show me.
Yeah, I know.
Or Georgie Kikladze. Or like, name any Man City player before the takeover.
Polo
If you're a
One
real
Chop.
fan. Yeah, well,
Stephen Ireland. Oh no, I think
Stephen
Stephen
Ireland.
Ireland yeah, I think he got bought around the
Was when Robbie Fowler went there, was that had they
no,
already
that was
started to be rich?
yeah, they had because I think it was I'm pretty sure. Yeah. No, it was yeah. It was oil money. But
It was all the money time, was it?
yeah, it was. Oh yeah. So exactly like who like does anyone remember the yo-yo team of City bouncing back between the Championship and the Premier League? Like
Yeah. I mean,
like
even
far
Ferguson
out.
came like I would die by the time Man City wins a Premier League title. Like I'd be long gone. And without the money, that would have been true.
Correct.
It would have been true. Now, same thing with Chelsea. Like,
They will
City,
so like they're going like they're really bad. Like now, obviously Roman Abramovich had to leave the country or like, had to pretty much leave his post because of the whole Russia-Ukraine war. I'm not really
yeah.
into politics. I don't really understand it. But do you reckon that's obviously had an impact on Chelsea? Is that Roman Abramovich can't
Well, I mean,
I don't know. Well,
it,
maybe not because
nah,
they
because
bought that
Bowley came
player.
Burnley came in and spent more money in one season than I think like they have in a long time. I mean, he just went on this massive spending spree where everyone's asking questions about how did Chelsea do it. If you're going to ask questions about how, I mean, they spend big bucks, man, like
Yeah.
huge money this season, and that's why I think the pressure's on. I don't think the Brighton manager's ever seen so much money in his life, let alone in one season.
Who? Sorry, the
Yeah,
Brighton man. Oh, yeah.
I can't remember his name. I lost his name now, but
Not the
yeah,
new one. The one the Brighton manager that went to Chelsea.
yeah.
Yeah, Potter.
Potter,
Harry Potter. Yeah.
yeah, Harry Potter.
You're a wizard, Harry. Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's not a wizard, obviously, but I mean,
Should have stayed at
yeah,
Brighton, poor bastard. Yeah. Anyway. But Brighton have
less
been going
pressure.
well anyway since he left.
Yeah, because exactly, new manager, like not as defensive, and they sold their best player, Trossard, to Arsenal.
Yeah, well, that's true. He's a gun. So, well, look, we go to Bournemouth, then the bottom of the table next game.
Correct.
My prediction's coming true. From the beginning of the season, I said Everton are going to go down, and they are in the bottom three. Look, to be fair, they're only like, yeah, I reckon they're fucked. Sorry, I reckon they're done. My opinion, like I said, they're going down. Yeah, they are. I said that at the beginning of the season. I said Everton were going down, and they are.
Fair enough.
That was, but hey, they might survive. They always seem to survive, Everton. They always seem to pull something off. Don't know how, but they do.
Yeah.
I wish I could feel sorry for him, but I don't.
Is that the PlayStation 1 sound?
Yeah, it's my ringtone.
All right, buddy. Well,
I need to go.
Bournemouth?
It's away, so not at Anfield. So we're playing at Bournemouth. I'm going for a 2-0 win. Darwin Núñez to score, and I'm going to go Harvey Elliott to score, providing he plays. 2-0.
Yeah, I'm going with I did say 2-0 in the last video. So we 2-0, and I see Núñez and Gakpo scoring.
Nice. All righty. Hopefully, guys, we can look. It's not regular. We're not regular with this podcast. Look, we've been really busy, but we're going to start trying to do it as best as we can towards the end of the season, and then, yeah.
I want to talk about one podcast on the Firmino not signing a contract, and the wholesale clearance, and get your views on who should leave and who should come in.
That'd be good.
Do some homework. You never did a whole lot in high school. You might as well start now.
Yeah, well, mate, that might not happen because, habits have been built for such a long time now. So
Cool.
I'll do some homework. All right.
All right, do some homework. All right, see you later,
Bye,
guys.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.